We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first female vice president of the United States. There you have it. Looks like a total moron. Embarrassing to all women. I'm just going to come out and say this. I honestly do not believe that women in this country take pride in the first female VP being this buffoon. I'm just going to say that straight up. I mean, I'm embarrassed as an American. This person is traveling foreign and abroad, representing the country. I know, not my president, not my VP, but my goodness, what a train wreck. What an idiot. I'm not even a woman, and I'm embarrassed for women. Just saying. Welcome to Drew Hernandez Live. My name is Drew Hernandez, hopefully one of your favorite podcast hosts here on YouTube. If you guys are tuning in for the very first time, please do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification and toggle on the all selection right now. Smash that like button, destroy that like button. And also, guys, consider joining the DH Alliance today and supporting this show. We are 100% supported by the people, we the people, that is you the people, my people. So consider donating as low as $5 a month on the membership section of this channel. Or you guys can check out the merch store. The link is in the description below. Or just drop a one-time donation at drewhlive.com. The link is in the description below. You'll find those links on the website, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all that good stuff. Or guys, we do super chats at the end of every single show. So if you guys would like to support the show that way, we're extremely deboosted. Obviously, we're over 55K here on YouTube and can barely get like 3,000 views. So if you guys would like to support us and help us combat our struggle against big tech and shadow banning, and keep us afloat here on Drew H Live, drop a super chat now in the middle of the show or at the end of the show. And like I said, check out the merch, check out the website. Thank you guys for all the support. Also, I will be heading down to the Arizona southern border tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon. I will be live on Real America's Voice doing interviews, doing live coverage. So if you guys would like to support that, make sure to tune in. Thank you guys very much. So, alrighty guys, we're going to talk about this embarrassment of a vice president by the name of Kamala Harris. She's got many nicknames, but she's an absolute moron and a buffoon, and I'm just going to come out and say that because everybody knows it by now and everybody can see it by now. She took a trip to Guatemala. All of a sudden, she's going into foreign Latin American countries, attempting to virtue signal and act like she cares about them and act like she cares about them getting human trafficked. She's acting like she cares about them taking the dangerous journey from Honduras, Guatemala, Ecuador, all these dangerous journeys that these people take, the women, the children, some of the men that are actually convicted pedophiles and rapists. They're coyotes. They actually kidnap kids. They kidnap women. They abduct people, and they're never seen ever again. All of a sudden, the Democrats have sent their pride and joy, their gem, their diamond, the first vice president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris. We're going to get into that as well. But she also had an interview because this is kind of making waves on Twitter, social media, the mainstream news, because this is the vice president. It's her big day out, right? She is a foreign correspondent. She's out there representing the United States. It's actually a train wreck. She had an interview with Lester Holt himself of MSNBC, and it was embarrassing, to say the least, okay? I'm sure you've seen the viral clip. It's been all over Twitter. But Lester Holt actually had the balls to ask her straight up, are you going to the border? And she responds hysterically and starts saying, we've been to the border. We've been to the border. We're going to the border. We've been to the border. And starts laughing hysterically after he says, but you haven't been to the border. And she starts laughing hysterically saying, I don't understand your point. And I also haven't been to Europe. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, what world do we live in right now? Okay, we're talking about the vice president of the United States looking like a moron like this, okay? They said Donald Trump was stupid, incompetent. He'd get us into a third world war. He'd destroy the economy. He would destroy everything. He would usher in fascism. He has no idea. He's unqualified. And I'm going to be honest with you, Kamala Harris is looking really stupid right now. And I'm just being honest. I'm not being sexist. I'm not being racist because she's a person of color. I'm a person of color, so shut up, all the white Wookiees on the left. You can save that for somebody else. I'm just going to come out and straight up, just on her performance, her character, what she says, what she does, she sucks horribly. No pun intended, if you know what I mean. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm going to play this clip for you. This is a clip of Kamala Harris laughing hysterically when she's asked about the southern border crisis. Now, anybody that's mentally competent, I believe a psychopath would have this kind of reaction because I'll get into it. Let me just play you guys the clip. Take a look.
Okay. Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making. I'm not discounting the importance of the border.
Well, I mentioned it because I know Republicans have certainly come at you on this, but Democratic Congressman Cuellar has a border district has said to you and the president, come. You need to see this.
Listen, I care about what's happening at the border.
Oh, she cares so much about what's happening at the border, but she cannot bring herself to go down to the southern border, even when Democrats are inviting her and Biden to come down and take a look at what's happening and address the American people, okay? This is the leader and the co-leader, the VP of the free world, okay? And we have a literal humanitarian crisis at the southern border, okay? She claims she cares so much, but she can't bring herself to go down there. Number one, the first point I want to make about this ridiculous video, okay, is this. We have children that have come from Ecuador, that have come from Guatemala, okay? We have children that have come from Honduras. These Latin American countries that have made this dangerous journey, women, children, some families, okay? People are getting raped. Women are getting violently raped, not just once, not just twice, multiple times on their way to the United States southern border, okay? Women are being raped. That is a fact, more than you know. We can't even accurately report it because this isn't happening in the country, all right? This is data that's gathered from the people that are coming out with these horror stories and the people that are actually being saved. This is a very dangerous situation. It's a horrific situation. These people, the women are being raped, children are being abducted. They're being put into literally into rotation of prostitution. These kids get put into rotation of human smuggling and human trafficking. Kids being abducted, women being raped, little boys being abducted and raped, little girls being abducted and raped, okay? We have people getting murdered by the cartels before they even make it to Mexico, leaving Honduras, leaving Ecuador, leaving Guatemala. The coyotes get a hold of them, hold them ransom, and they do these disastrous, evil things to them. This is what's happening on a daily basis, and the Democrats have fanned the flames of this. Anybody that's listening to this, that heard what I just told you, which is 100% fact, it's not a Republican talking point, not a conservative talking point, none of what I just told you about children being abducted, women being raped, and migrants being murdered on their way to the United States southern border is 100% fact. And it's been happening on a daily basis, and it's increased since the Biden administration, since Democrats started dog whistling that now's their time to come because Orange Man is now about to be gone in the 2020 election campaign. Okay? That's a fact. 100% fact. And every single Biden voter that got behind this, every single Biden voter that said, oh, yes, get the orange guy out of there. Get him the hell out of there because the poor and the desperate Mexicans and Hondurans and Guatemalans, they need to come. Open the doors. What you woketards just did was literally incentivize. The federal government came in and legalized human trafficking, literally, unofficially. That's what they've done. They've put billions of dollars into the criminal cartel, into their pockets, okay? Rapes have gone up. Murders have gone up. Abductions have gone up of these migrants coming from these countries to the United States southern border. You did that, Biden voter. You did that because the Democrats were calling for these things and you went and voted for it. So the blood is on your hands. It's on your hands. Don't look at me. Don't point to Trump. You blame yourself at this point, okay? So I don't want to hear Kamala Harris saying, we care so much about the migrants. I care so much about the migrants. She laughs. Is this a laughing matter to you? This is not a Republican. This is not a Democrat. This is not a political matter at all. This has nothing to do with politics. These criminal cartels, okay, they only see dollar signs and they see bloodshed. That is what these people do on a daily basis to these people coming from these countries. How many times do I have to say this? And you have the Vice President of the United States of America laughing when she's asked if she has any plans going down to the southern border. Who laughs about this? A psychopath laughs about this. Nobody in their right mind. Okay, remind you, Biden voters, you voted for this. You voted for somebody that's literally the vice president of the United States of America that laughs when she's asked about the southern border crisis. She laughs. That's on you. That's not on Trump. That's not on Republicans. That's not on conservatives. That's on you. Every single one of you that voted for this trash. Okay, that's what it is. It's trash. It's despicable is what it is. Anybody, especially on YouTube, the tech overlords, the masters of the universe, if you're offended by me saying the vice president of the United States laughing at a matter that involves human trafficking, women being raped, little kids being abducted, and migrants being murdered, you are just as psychopathic, and you deserve to be put in that same class as them. If you think I'm the wrong one for coming out and saying that, then you need to check your own morality. I'm not the crazy one. It's you. That's a psychopath. Kamala Harris is insane. Whoever laughs at something like this has some serious issues. And what makes it even more sinister, she knows. She knows what's taking place. Europe? That's her answer. Lester Holt comes out and says, she's saying, well, we've been to the southern border. I've been to the southern border. We're going to the southern border. It's like she doesn't even know what to say. Vice president, first female. She doesn't even know what to say because she's probably not even prepared for Lester Holt to actually speak the truth right in front of her face. These people are so used to just being pampered and asked these softball questions. They don't get challenged by their side in any way, shape, or form. But Lester Holt comes out and says, okay, well, you haven't been to the southern border. That's what she, excuse me? Did you just ask me? Yes, you're the VP, ma'am. Doesn't matter if you're black or whatever the hell you are. You're the VP. You have a humanitarian crisis on your hands at the southern border, and you haven't taken your ass down there to address it to anybody. You haven't done anything. Neither has the president of the United States, while people are literally being abducted, raped, and human trafficking. And here you are laughing at us for asking you when you're going to get down there and do something about this? Holy crap. Literally. Yes, ma'am. And she says, well, I just don't understand. And I haven't even been to Europe. So you haven't been to the southern border. And I haven't been to Europe. It's like, lady, are you stupid? Like, literally. My goodness, are you this stupid? Europe has nothing to do with what's going on in the United States of America. This illegal immigration is affecting America, but it's America last, right? This is just mind-blowing. Neither have I been to Europe. That's not the point, lady. She's like, well, I'm not understanding your point. It's like, we know you don't because you're an idiot, clearly. And apparently millions of people voted for this. That's why I keep saying this is on you, you Biden voters. You voted for this garbage? Are you serious? Someone this stupid? That's the vice president. I'm going to be totally offensive tonight because I am holding the vice president. I don't care what her skin color is. I don't care if it's got a penis or a vagina. I don't give a damn. Okay? If they're in a position of power, they are held accountable. That is what we're doing here. And she is laughing at this serious situation taking place at the southern border. And her answer is, well, neither have I been to Europe, and I'm just not understanding your point. It's like, where have you been? Are you living in this bubble where it's just nothing's going on in the world? You were elected to handle these situations. That's why I keep pointing the finger at Biden voters. You guys are stupid, man. You voted for this garbage? Holy crap. And you said Trump was bad? How do you not understand the point? This is all on Biden voters, man. Do you even know what they're talking about? People voted for this. People voted for this. That's what's interesting. And people are like, no, it was rigged. No. People, listen, stop. The conservatives, just stop, okay? Stop. Listen to what I'm saying. Yes, people voted for this. That's what I'm saying. There are millions of people out there that literally voted for this, okay? Whatever your opinion is on the election results, that's on you. What I'm telling you is, yes, there are millions of woketards in this country that literally checked Biden and the Harris ticket in the 2020 election, and this is the result that we got because of these morons. Now, whatever else is your opinion on that, I got to be careful with what I say on YouTube. You guys understand that, okay? But the point is yes, Biden voters that voted for this is on you, okay? You thought that this would be better. You thought that migrants would get better treatment. You thought that you'd get all these promises. You thought that you guys were the virtuous ones. You thought that America would get better. America is not getting any better. This is an embarrassment. Does anybody take any pride with what's happening at the southern border as I speak? Anybody? When you got hundreds of migrants being stuffed into tankers and trailers? When you got little kids, 6-year-olds, 5-year-olds, being literally dumped and deserted at the southern border in the middle of the desert, crying, screaming? When you got 3-year-old little babies, migrants being chucked off the top of a 15-foot border wall? Does anybody take pride in this? Anybody that voted for Biden? Like, seriously, I'm talking to you. Every single person that voted for Biden, this is on you. This is not happening under Trump. This is happening under the leadership of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Are you proud of yourself? That's my question tonight. I'm not going to let this one go. And you want to know why? And you want to know why I'm so passionate? And you want to know why I'm so loud? Is because they're louder than me, but there are people that have been manipulated and sacrificed to the point of being murdered, raped, and abducted as I speak for the purpose of damn votes. That's what they've done to these communities. And I'm going to prove it to you tonight. That's why I'm so pissed off, because these people do this and they get away with it with no consequences. These people should be put in jail for what they've done. This is crimes against humanity at the southern border. They have triggered a border surge because Joe Biden called for it. I'm going to prove it to you tonight. I have the footage. And Democrats fanned the flames. They signaled to these third world countries that now is the time to come. Any Democrat that tells you, no, that's not what they were doing is an idiot, is denying reality. And I'll explain to you a little further as we go. And there's another question that I wanted to ask too is, for all you ladies out there, women, are you proud of this? Especially if there's liberal women right now or women on the left. Listen, I could see why it's a monumental thing to have the first female anything. I get it. I understand that, right? Because being a minority myself, I get it. When you see the first Latino, boom, the first Latino, like, that's awesome. Like, that's good for the community. That's like, oh, that's awesome, you know? But to all the ladies out there, like, does this honestly make you feel proud? Like, to the females, the mothers, the daughters, the grandmothers, the first female vice president of the United States is now Kamala Harris. And this woman laughs when she's asked about a humanitarian crisis where people are being trafficked, kidnapped, and murdered. She laughs, okay? No sympathy. My wife was saying this earlier. It's interesting how she's a female and she has no sympathy, like just no tender-heartedness. Like you would at least think in a situation like this that motherly instinct would come out somehow, but instead the woman just laughs. Like, does this represent females? Does the first vice president, female vice president of the United States of America represent the female community in the United States? I think this, listen, I'm going to come out and say this. I think y'all should have got better. Y'all deserve better than this. Whether left or right, I don't care. Y'all deserve better than this garbage, because this is garbage. That's what it is. It's literally garbage. Human beings that laugh over stuff like this, ridiculous, bro. Zero tolerance. I don't care who you are. I don't care what side of the aisle you are. If this is something you laugh at, I don't even know what to say, man. I don't even know what to say. All I have to say is this: I think y'all, ladies, left, right, I'm gonna come out and say this. I think y'all deserve better than this. Straight up. I think the first female VP should have been somebody way better than this. Way smarter, way more articulate. I don't care the skin color, whether white, brown, black. I don't care. The first female VP should have been somebody that is 1,000 times better than Kamala Harris. And I think the female community, women in this country, deserve that if they're going to get it. But y'all got this. This is what you got. This is what you got, man. This is what you got. When did she go to the border? Like, listen, I cover the border every day. I'm on top of this. I'm in connection with Border Patrol agents, Arizona, Texas, California. You know, I'm talking to reporters on both sides in Mexico and U.S. Like, I haven't heard of Kamala Harris being at the southern border. Have you? Anybody? When did you go down there? This lady's delusional. We've been to the southern border. It's like, no, you haven't. We've been to the southern border. You know, we're going to go to the southern border. It's like, but you haven't been to the southern border, and neither have I been to Europe. It's like, what? Like, it's like, I could just imagine like the press team just like watching this interview unfold, and they're just like, oh my God, dude. What is she saying? And just going directly to the producers of MSNBC, can you cut that out? Can you just cut it out? Because she looks like an idiot. Yeah, my point exactly. Even they know it. But when did she go to the border? I don't know, man. It's either she was totally unprepared for this question because she's not used to being questioned like this, or she's just like mentally ill or something. I don't know, dude. Like, how does someone go from, well, we've been to the border. It's like, when? Since you've been VP? Are you going down there like undercover? Like, what do you, like, I don't know. What are you doing? People voted for this. It's an embarrassment, dude. It's an embarrassment. I think women deserve better. If you guys agree with that, drop a 1 in the comment section below. If you think that women deserve a better first VP than Kamala Harris, drop a 1 in the comment section below. I don't care if you're a liberal. I don't care if you're a Democrat. If you like this, dude, this is embarrassing, bro. This is embarrassing. This is total incompetence. We're going to get into that too. She took a trip down to Guatemala. And when she got done speaking, the Guatemalan president turns around and has to remind her to put a mask. It's just like, dude, it's just embarrassing, these people. I don't know. Somebody said Caitlyn Jenner for VP. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I don't support that at all. My Christianity comes before my politics, period. I don't care what anybody says. My Christianity comes before my politics to the day that I die. Alrighty. Well, I want to show you guys something. So let's pull this up. So I'm sure you've heard this by now, but glorious Vice President, our dear Lord, Kamala Harris, she took a trip down to Guatemala, gave a speech. She told Guatemalans not to come. I'm going to play that, which is interesting. But this was interesting to read, and I really wanted to cover this because it's just hilarious, because America is now being looked down upon. We're not viewed as strong anymore. We don't have that strength we once had, that we had with Trump. But now now they're looking at us like clowns at this point. Guatemala, El Salvador, Mexico all blame Biden team for border crisis. Mexico, Guatemala, and El Salvador, 3 Latin American countries vital to addressing the migrant surge, have all blamed the Biden administration's promise of better treatment and policies for the border crisis. Okay, so speaking to all the woke tards out there right now, everyone that gets triggered anytime someone speaks out against illegal immigration, okay? Because the virtue signal you always see with these woke tards every time is always this: how dare you? You don't care about the poor Guatemalans? You don't care about the poor El Salvadorians? You don't care about these poor Mexicans or people from Ecuador? You don't care about them? What about them? Okay, well, you know what? These countries, the leaders of these countries, are now literally blaming Biden for mass illegal immigration coming from their countries to the United States. So are they white supremacists now? Are they racists? Huh? Oh, let me guess. All the white woke tards on the left are going to use their white privilege to just come out and say, well, you know what? They're just idiots. It's like, oh, so now you're talking down to Hispanics, are you? Huh. Funny how that works, isn't it? On the eve of Kamala Harris's visit to Guatemala Monday. Now listen to this, okay? This is hilarious. Making her first foreign trip as vice president, Guatemalan President Alejandro Giammattei, I think I got that, repeated his position, his position during an interview that aired Sunday on CBS News Face the Nation, that the Biden administration's more welcoming tone, this is the president of Guatemala, okay? I'm not quoting you Donald Trump here, all right? I'm not quoting you I'm quoting you the president of Guatemala. He told CBS News Sunday on Face the Nation that the Biden administration's more welcoming tone is responsible for attracting the historic migrant surge, overwhelming resources and personnel at the United States southern border. The Biden administration's promise that it will reunite migrant families and children with their relatives in America, incentivizing his compatriots to immigrate, the president told CBS News. He also said the message for migrants changed under Biden too. Quoting, "We're going to reunite families. We're going to reunite children," he added. So the rhetoric of the Democrats and the Biden administration, according to the president of Guatemala, is responsible for the border surge. How long? I've been saying this, right? How long have I been saying this? And all the woke tards on the left are like, "Aren't you racist?" It's like, okay, well, the president of Guatemala agrees with me, all right? That's where these people are coming from. Sound like I'm from New York or Philly, all right? The very next day after the Biden administration's welcoming message, now listen to this statement from the president of Guatemala. The very next day after the Biden administration's welcoming message, the coyotes were here. These are cartels, human traffickers, human smugglers. The coyotes were here in Guatemala, organizing groups of children to take them to the United States. The president of Guatemala, who has blamed President Joe Biden's lenient border security policies for the surge in the past, declared. So, let's take this down. You know what this means? What have you guys been hearing for the past few months since Biden has been in office? From Jen Psaki, from Democrats, from the left? What have they been saying? Guilt-tripping the United States, guilt-tripping Americans. The children are all coming. We're seeing record numbers in children that we've met, which is true. It's children that are coming. The children are coming. The children are the ones that are, they're running away from climate change. My God. It's the children. And it's true. We've seen record numbers of children, unaccompanied minors at the southern border, but where did they come from? According to the Guatemalan president, you want to know where they came from? The coyotes and the criminal cartels. Is he a liar? It's his country. Hello? I'm waiting for the woke tards. I'm waiting for y'all. All you Wookiees out there. Come on. Do the math. Add it up. That's all you've been hearing. It's true, isn't it? I agree with you. We have seen record numbers of unaccompanied minors coming through the southern border by themselves. But the Democrats have been saying, oh my goodness, the children, their parents, they're sending them. You want to know where they're coming from? Cartels, bro. Kidnapped. Mobilized. Separated from their families in their own countries. It's interesting because AOC and the squad, oh my gosh, Donald Trump and Republicans, they're separating kids. They're separating families at the southern border. They get separated in their own countries, dog. That's where they get separated by the cartels before they even get to Mexico. Fact. So don't talk to me about them being separated at the southern border. Why don't you address the criminal cartels, AOC? Huh? I haven't heard you say one thing about this. Why don't you address the criminal cartels? Squad, Rashid Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, all these virtue signalers that claim to care about Hispanics and Latinos, pinning it on Republicans, pinning it on conservatives. Not a peep about the cartels. Want to know why? They know. You think they don't know? They know. They just don't care. They don't give a damn. Democrats, I'll get into that right now, okay? Now, this leads into my next video. According to what the president of Guatemala is saying, that the messaging of the Democrats to the world, okay, because that's where it goes. When Democrats are on the debate stage saying they're going to give 11 million people, undocumented immigrants, citizenship, that they want a border surge, that they want people to come straight through the border. They were all saying this on the debate stage on the 2020 campaign trail. That's a fact. When they're saying these things, these Latin American countries are listening, and so are the cartels in these countries. They don't talk about it. You don't believe me? Well, I'm going to play you a video of clips from the 2020 campaign trail. You're going to see Democrats all in agreement saying that if they're elected president, they raise their hands, they will give 11 million undocumented immigrants in this country citizenship. You're going to see Joe Biden talk about how migrants shouldn't be stuck on the other side of the Rio Grande River and allowed into the United States of America to claim asylum. That's what you're going to hear, okay? And what I want you to understand about this is when these people say this on a debate stage, claiming to run for president, these countries are listening, okay? That was in 2019, 2020. And then I'm going to show you the Democrat Party, the Biden administration, Kamala Harris speaking out of Guatemala today. You decipher for yourself who's full of crap. Take a look.
Okay.
Do you have any?
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Okay.
Within 100 days, I'm going to send to the United States Congress a pathway to citizenship for over 11 million undocumented people. And this is the first president in the history of the United States of America that anybody seeking asylum has to do it in another country. That's never happened before in America. That's never happened before in America. You come to the United States and you make your case that I seek asylum based on the following premise: why I deserve it under American law. They're sitting in squalor on the other side of the river.
I want to emphasize that the goal of our work is to help Guatemalans find hope at home. At the same time, I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come.
All of a sudden,
the United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can and should occur.
okay, Trump.
But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back. So let's discourage our friends, our neighbors, our family members from embarking on what is otherwise an extremely dangerous journey,
Oh, you care so much.
where in large part the only people who benefit are coyotes.
Oh, all of a sudden, here we go now. It's a little late for this, okay? In 2020, when they're all running for president, will you have something in place that will give a pathway to citizenship for 11 million undocumented immigrants? All the Democrats raised their hands saying yes, including Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You know who was watching that? Guatemala, Honduras, and these Latin American countries that have now invaded this country. All right? When Joe Biden was on the debate stage defending people coming from Honduras and Guatemala and these countries, saying that this president's the only president in American history that wants people to claim asylum in a different country other than America. You want to know who's trying to do that now in 2021? You want to know who? Joe Biden. Joe Biden, yeah. Yeah, same guy, two different faces. Feel stupid yet, woke tards? All you morons that voted for Biden? When Joe Biden is on the debate stage, about to become the president of the United States, in the minds of a third world country, these desperate people that are watching this, the criminal cartels that are watching from Guatemala, what do you think they see? Oh, Trump's about to leave. Cartels say, dollar signs, business goes up. Migrants say, well, I guess now's our chance. Hundreds of thousands of people. This rhetoric, listen, don't ever underestimate how influential being an American really is. Whether you're Republican or a Democrat, you say something and the world listens, bro. That's where we're at right now. For now. Where we are on the world stage, America is a light, is an influence. We're a superpower. We're the most powerful country on the face of planet Earth right now to date. So when you say something, the world listens. There's a reason why people want to come to this country. It's funny how Democrats come out and say, oh my God, this country is so racist. Then why do you dog whistle for Latin Americans to come in the hundreds of thousands? If it's so bad and it's so oppressed and it's so racist, then why the hell are you telling people of color to migrate here illegally? Woketards! Think, people. I'm talking to people on the left. If this country is so oppressed and so bad, then why the hell are thousands, millions of people always migrating to this country for a better life to live the American dream? Someone's lying. Someone's lying. This country is great, okay? And the world knows it. The world knows it. But when you have Democrats and you have Joe Biden using this rhetoric on the debate stage, you have Guatemala listening, you have Hondurans listening. This Latin American region is listening because they don't want to live there. They want to come here. So when they see two presidents, one that's aggressive against illegal immigration and one that appears to not be, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think cartels are going to do? What did the Guatemalan president say? They mobilized. That's what they did. So their rhetoric and their messaging went hand in hand with the criminal cartels and started sending hundreds of thousands of people over, doing what? Making billions, son. And the Democrats' rhetoric energized that, incentivized that, and they caused that. That's a fact. Even the Guatemalan president agrees with what I just told you. This is irresponsible. Democrats know this, yet they're willing to make the sacrifice. And now all of a sudden you got Kamala Harris in Guatemala. That was the last clip I played you. Now all of a sudden she's like, don't come. Don't come. Where was that rhetoric in 2020, 2019 when you're running for president? You want to know why? Because they don't care. They're willing to make that sacrifice. They're willing to spew this rhetoric knowing, listen, Kamala Harris came out and said, it's a violent journey. She knows. She knows. This is what makes it evil. She even says it literally aids the coyotes. She knows. That's what makes this so sinister. Where was this rhetoric? Don't come. Don't come. It's too violent. It's too dangerous. We have to discourage people from making this dangerous journey. Where was that rhetoric in 2020 and 2019? It was nowhere to be found. Donald Trump was preaching that message. He was. Remember on the debate stage going against Biden? Literally, Donald Trump called out the cartels. He called out the coyotes. People that were triggered on Twitter, remember this? They're like, what the hell's a coyote? Donald Trump really says that coyotes are running around with children? Idiots, remember that? It was viral. Trump was speaking these facts. Democrats know these facts, but they don't care anyways because they're willing to sacrifice hundreds of thousands of people to bring them over here for the sake of getting elected and getting more votes in the future. They're willing to sacrifice little girls being raped, women being raped, little kids being abducted, people being murdered on their way before they even get into Mexico by the criminal cartels. They're willing to put billions of dollars into the pockets of the criminal cartels for the sake of getting elected and for the sake of possibly getting more votes in the process. Anybody that's okay with that ain't okay with me. Whether you're a leftist, whether you're on the right, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you're a psychopath if you cannot see that this is evil and it's wrong. And if you agree with that, drop a 1 in the comment section below. I'm sick of it, dude. I'm not going to be quiet. I'm not going to be silent. I'm not going to tone it down for you. I'm not talking about Jimmy Kimmel having a disagreement with Mike Lindell or something on his show. I'm talking about people that politicians have literally dog whistled to and have sacrificed in the process for political gain, them getting raped, killed, murdered, and abducted. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to be loud when I talk about it, whether you like it or not. Even if I'm the only one watching my show, this is righteousness. It's what it is. It's what it is, man. I mean, They're changing their message. Screw these people, man. Now they're changing their message. They're virtue signaling. Human trafficking matters. And, you know, I always hear a lot of America First patriots, conservatives, right-wingers, especially a lot of Zoomers. You hear these kids and they're like, who cares, bro? Who cares about the migration? It's like, no, you need to care because this changes voting patterns, for one. Okay, this has a devastating impact on the economy. But what the number one thing that I say to people, and I've had conversations with Zoomers and America Firsters, and I'm like, why? They always ask me, like, Drew, why do you make this such an issue? Why do you care so much? But the migrants, these people aren't Americans. It's America first. Illegal immigration is America last, okay? It destroys the country, number one. Number two, illegal mass immigration puts billions of dollars into criminal cartel black market enterprises in your country, bro. Yeah, worldwide. They're here too. This is happening in your own backyard. This is happening on your own soil. You love this country? This should seriously be an issue for you. Because I don't know about you, but it doesn't sit well with me when I know that in my country, listen, you may not be in a border state. You might be. I don't care. This land is my land, right? This land is your land. We share this country. And if it doesn't bother you that your home is being used by criminal cartel enterprises alongside of career politicians, Democrats, manipulating people from foreign countries, bringing them over here, and these criminal cartel enterprises are making $14 million a day, and Democrats get their way by getting votes, by appearing to be the saviors of the minorities and the refugees from these foreign countries and winning elections that way. If that doesn't concern you, you're not paying attention yet. You might think that you're based, but if you can't see what I just told you, you haven't looked deep enough. You got to get your balls wet, kid, is what I'm telling you. There's stuff going on out here that goes way beyond Republican and Democrat, okay? Now we're talking good and evil. Now we're talking God and Satan. Now we're talking about spiritual hosts and powers of wickedness that are involved in both parties. Open up your mind. The Republicans are not only the good guys. These people are on both sides. Because their silence, according to the Bible, he who knows to do good but doesn't do it anyway, Republicans and the GOP, even if you're America First and you're silent on something like this happening in your own backyard, you're despicable. And I'll leave it at that. Alrighty, guys, well, let's do some super chats. If you guys would like to support the show, like I said, man, if you watched this show tonight, you understand why I'm shadow banned, why I'm deboosted. I say some crazy things. I talk about some crazy things because we live in some crazy times. So we're obviously shadow banned. We're deboosted on this show. We have over 55K. And look we can barely get like 3,000 views if we're lucky in one episode. So it's really hard to monetize. So if you guys want to stay behind and hang out with us, you can drop a super chat. That's how you support this show. That's how you support Drew Hernandez Live. That's how you support me. You can drop a super chat below, or you can drop a super chat through my website at drewhlive.com. The link is in the description below. You'll find the Venmo, the Cash App, and the PayPal app. You can drop a donation there and write a little note, and I'll read it on air like a super chat. Or you can go check out the merch store. We got some t-shirts for men and women. Or consider joining the DH Alliance tonight for as low as $5 a month. But support us, guys. One way or another, support us. The least you can do is share this video and subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. That's the least you could do. If you cannot hang out for the super chats, please subscribe, smash that like button, and just please hit the bell notification. We'll leave it at that, guys. So that's the least we can do. So thank you guys very much. Let's do some super chats. I think we have some, right? We have some super chats here ready to go and prepared. See people tagging me on Twitter. I'm like, oh no, what's going on? I think it's Real America's Voice. Okay. I think I'm on Dr. Gina right now, or I was like an hour ago. You guys need to download the Real America's Voice app, man. I'm telling you right now. If you haven't done it, you need to do it because I'm on there every single day on all their shows. Not this show, but I'm a professional commentator on all their shows on the network. If you have Android, iOS, or go on their website, You guys can watch me on there as well. Okay, let's do some super chats. Let me pull these up. Thank you guys, man. We got some love tonight. Appreciate the love. I had like 2 chorizo burritos earlier, so sorry if I'm like, gotta stop the burp. You know, it happens. Okay, we have a super chat from Christopher Graves. We have a $20 super chat. We salute you, Christopher Graves. Thank you so much. Christopher says, the global cabal funds themselves in banking schemes, drug trafficking, human trafficking, verifiable. Yeah, that goes deep, especially if you've watched Endgame with Alex Jones. I know exactly what you're talking about. And they are crazy arrogant about it. Just follow the CIA when Sick Willie was governor of Arkansas. Absolutely, man. That's why I tell people this stuff goes beyond Democrat, Republican. You can't get caught up in this tribalism. You can't. Because if you get caught up in political tribalism, you'll be just defending a side without really going after the real problems. If you find yourself just defending your side and not going after real world problems, then you're not doing it right, bro. I don't care if you think you're an influencer, a politician, a radio host. I don't care, bro. If you find yourself in a position where all you're doing is just defending your side and you're not really like going forward and going on the offense, you know what you're becoming? You're becoming a Republican, because that's all Republicans do, is they're always on defense and they never go on offense. You feel me? Make sense? Alrighty, we have another super chat from Stevie. Actually, we have another one from Christopher Graves, a $15 super chat. We salute you. Thank you so much, Christopher. Christopher says they had to replenish their trafficking income quickly while they could, and while Trump was temporarily gone, he jacked their whole system. Absolutely, if you see it from that way, because Trump was bad for business, period. Bad for business for China, bad for business for Democrats, bad for business for rhino Republicans. Trump was bad for business for the criminal cartels as well. Listen, all of this black market funneling of cash that comes through human trafficking, that comes through drug trafficking, that comes through all these illegal black market activities, Trump was a problem. Do you want to know why Trump was such a problem at the southern border? I always talk to them. I always talk to Border Patrol agents and I ask them, like, what's the biggest issue out here? Like, the drugs are bad. Yes, they are. The gun trafficking is bad. Yes, it is. It is. And obviously people coming through the country illegal. Yes, that's bad. But every time I ask them, it's always the same question. It's the human trafficking. It's the human smuggling. Drew, these people are making millions of dollars a day. This is what we're up against. And because they have a lot of money, they have serious resources, not only in Mexico, but in America, Drew. That's what they tell me. This is why it should concern you, man. Because these people are in our country. You don't believe me? All right. We have another super chat from Stevie Capone. 2 super chats, a $10 super chat and a $5 super chat from Stevie Capone. We salute you. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Stevie says, I don't think it's a matter of her being stupid. Well, I do, because she's obviously stupid, even though she is. The sad truth is she knows what's going on. Yeah, it's and doesn't care. Dems don't care who dies as long as they get more votes, illegal or not. I think it's both, man. I think it's hard to pin down, you know, because you watch this and you're like, what is wrong with this person? It's an evil that I think people haven't really been able to identify, because she looks like a total moron. Who laughs about this? Who says that they've been to the border when they've obviously not been to the border? But you're right, Stevie. She knows exactly what's going on. I've said this a lot. These people know. They know. Yes, it's easy to make fun of them. Yes, it's easy to call them stupid. I do think they're stupid, but Kamala Harris knows what's up. That's what makes it so sinister and evil when she laughs. I don't know. Sometimes I say I think it's stupid that she thinks that we're stupid to actually believe her. But then again, I'm like, well, it's people that watch CNN that believe her. So, yeah. Stevie also says, I think she really meant what she really meant. Oh, I think what she really meant is she went to On the Border Mexican Grill and Cantina. Oh, man, I don't want to make this a laughing matter, but that's a good one. We have another super chat from Medic19, a $10 super chat. We salute you. Medic19 says, Newsom just extended the lockdowns again. Oh, of course he did. What, did you think that was actually going away? Over a year of this garbage is out of control. Thank you for your conviction and capacity to report the truth. Medic19, man, I'm going to tell you. Caitlyn Jenner ain't the one. I'm just going to tell you right now, from a biblical perspective, okay? That's how I view the world. From a biblical perspective, Caitlyn Jenner ain't the one. If anything, if you read Romans 1, Caitlyn Jenner is the epitome of the depravity of a society. Total confusion, okay? Go read Romans chapter 1 and you'll see what I'm talking about, okay? There's a step after homosexuality becoming normalized in society. It's total confusion. Unable to discern anything. Lawlessness. Caitlyn Jenner resembles that. I'm just going to say that very simply on YouTube. I know it's a controversial subject, but I don't care because my biblical values come before my political values because my political values will not last forever. Jesus made it very clear. Every jot, every word, every little tittle, everything in the Word of God will last forever. So that's where I put my hope. When it comes to anything, that's how I base my decisions, especially politically. But what the point I'm trying to make is, man, is there's going to have to be some kind of righteous revival or peaceful resurgence in California in order for things to change. But I'm telling you, man, Caitlyn ain't it. I'm telling you, bro. Here's part of the problem. And for those of you that, like this kind of stuff, you can screen record this and send it to whoever you want. I really don't care. The problem with the conservative movement right now is you have socially liberals that are economically conservative that have now come out and sort of become the neoconservatives that came out of the Trump era. They're socially liberal, but they're economically conservative. You know who these people are. The problem is you now have this, and you still have traditionally conservative, socially conservatives, and economically conservatives, people that believe in the values of the Bible, like me, what I'm telling you right now. The problem is now both of them are in the same arena. Okay? And a lot of people will argue Trump may have caused some of that. People believe that, and there might be some truth to that. But the problem in the conservative movement right now is these two are now clashing. The socially liberals that believe that gay marriage homosexuality is normal, transgenderism is normal. We need Caitlyn in there. She believes in fiscal conservatism, but she's socially obviously out of her mind. Yeah, but fiscally conservative. It's like that's where the heads are bumping now. Okay. And I think people are making compromises and they're not realizing it. I think there's a lot of people that think that they're actually conservative because they have economically conservative values, but they're hardcore, extremely liberal. You're not really conservative. And I think that's kind of what's getting distorted in the conservative movement right now. You know who I'm talking about. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. But you're hearing it from me. What I'm telling you is I don't think that that's true conservatism. If you're socially liberal and it's obvious, like people that come out and say that, God accepts homosexuality, stuff like that, wrong. Sorry. You're not true. I'm sorry. Because a lot of conservative values derive from biblical values. And I'm not saying that conservatism is Christianity, because it's not. But a lot of conservative values come from biblical values and principles. So if you find yourself traditionally a born-again Christian, I'm going to warn you, man. Be careful with these socially liberal, so-called economic conservatives. You know what I'm saying? It's just all work of man is what it is. If you're a Christian, this is all just a work of man. It's going to get distorted. None of it is perfect. The only thing that's perfect is God's word. Be born again, follow Christ, and you'll find yourself on the right side of history, whether you're persecuted or whether you're not. That's how I live my life. That's how I live my life. Alrighty, let's see here. We have another super chat from Betty Boop 2020. Betty Boop 2020. Betty Boop with the $5 super chat. We salute you. Betty Boop says, "Hey Drew, what do you think about Japan's anime and manga take over the comics and movies? Just wondering." I mean, I always loved Dragon Ball Z. I'm not really too familiar with what's going on in the manga community, so I don't want to say something that make myself look stupid. I'll look into it though, for sure. We have another super chat from DKR, a $15 super chat. DKR, thank you so much for the support. And another, let me refresh this real quick. I already read Christopher's, right? Let me see. I think we're good right there. Alrighty. Yeah, man, I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z, but it kind of ends there for me. I mean, I love Pokemon, obviously. Did you guys watch the Mayweather fight? Let's talk about that. I'm going to say this about Logan Paul, okay? I watched the fight, and you know what? Showtime, I want my money back because it was the most horrible thing I've ever experienced watching a pay-per-view event. Every 5 minutes, it kept crashing on me. Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather shut down the Showtime app, straight up. Here's what I think a lot of older people don't understand about Logan Paul. Logan Paul does represent like a younger social media generation, right? So when you see Logan Paul come out on stage with a I think it's like one of the original Charizard holographic cards. There's only like 3 in the world. If you guys saw that, it's like worth over $1 million or something like that. Like when kids see that grew up with that's kind of like an accomplishment. Listen, I know people are like, Logan Paul's so stupid. I get it. But for someone to go from like being like an internet sensation, a Viner, a YouTuber, to fighting one of the greatest boxers of all time, whether he loses or whether he wins, to me, that's an accomplishment. Because if I were to be able to do something like that based off of starting my career on social media, kudos to that guy, man. I'm just going to say, Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest, I would say probably the greatest boxer of my generation. Straight up. 50-0? Come on, bro. To get in the ring with a guy like that, even though he's like, 43, 44, Logan Paul comes out with a holographic Charizard on his neck that's worth over $1 million. Kudos to him, man. I think that was good for the community. And you know what I did see, man? People say it's a grift. Of course it's a grift. Come on, man. So is the WWE, bro. All right? Of course it's a grift. These guys just want to make that money. But I still think it's an accomplishment for somebody like that. Because to come from social media to that is just, I find that impressive. You got to respect the hustle. Now, their character, on another hand, that's a whole other conversation. But I respect the hustle, man. I think it's pretty interesting. Legal robbery, right? But people pay for it. But, that night after I watched the fight, I went to the gym. And I saw all these kids. There's maybe 8 kids in the gym, just with their shirts off. These young boys, just with their shirts off, with their boxing gloves, just with the Logan Paul haircut, just going at. I'm like, see, but this is what this does. Is it? I would rather someone influence children to get active in athletics than someone listen. Would you rather have Lil Nas influence a generation to get sodomized by Satan? Or would you rather have Logan Paul influence a generation to get involved athletically like boxing? That's what I appreciated. That's what I got out of it. And I really did appreciate that. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, speaking of, I love Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that good stuff. But I just thought Pokemon Magna, right? Is that what it's called? Manga. I just connected the two, and I thought of the fight because when Logan Paul came out with that holographic Charizard, that was lit, bro. Flex. Do we have some more super chats? Oops. What did I just do? Sorry about that, guys. Not good. Hold on, guys. My
You're still on.
I am?
Yeah. Interestingly enough.
Hold on, guys. I just lost the super chats, and I'm trying to get back to it. I think this is it.
You want customers from ads much
that's
cheaper
not
and
it.
scale.
Do you want
Yeah, can you read it to me, please?
Okay, so Christopher Graves with the.
Did I just...
Oh.
There it is. Sorry about that, guys. YouTube just screwed me. Okay, we got some more super chats I'm going to read right here before I head out, guys. We have another super chat from Christopher Graves. $5. We salute you. Christopher Graves says, how about Hunter Biden's favorite word? He likes saying that word with an A. Begins with an N. Wonder where he gets that from. Daddy says it with a hard R, though. Of course, dude. A lot of these people are racist, dude. A lot of these people grew up racists. And it's funny because the left is like, Republicans racist, Republicans racist, Republicans racist, and they're just voting for Democrats that are actually the racists. Talk about like psychological achievement for the racists, man. Democrats got it on lock, bro. Blacks don't even see it on the left. Latinos don't even see it on the left. It's like they're the real racists, but they just got you on this psychological plantation where you defend your slave masters, the Democrats, and you take shots at their enemies for them. Wake up, dog. The real racists are on the left. You don't believe me? Do your homework. We have another super chat from Rachel, a $2 super chat. We salute you. Rachel says, favorite Pokemon, laugh out loud. This is a hard one. Man, my favorite Pokemon. This is hard. Who would I always love to see pop up on the screen? I would probably... I have two. Three. I don't know if I could pick one. I don't know if I could pick one. Okay, I'll say my all-time favorite. If I had to just choose and nobody else, I would have to say I love Charmander. It's very basic, very classic, I know. But when I really think about, there's the evolution. I love Charizard. I love Mewtwo. I think those are my top three. I'll give you the top three right there. Those have always been my favorite since a kid. I grew up watching the originals. Okay, so I don't know all the new stuff. Whatever the hell Pokemon has out there. I just have all the originals, man. It's a hard question to answer. But I always like, I'll put it this way. If I could like have a real Pokemon, I think it would be hard to have a Charmander. I mean, it would be hard to have a Charizard, and I think Mewtwo would be impossible to like have as a pet. But I would love to have a Charmander. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Like I said, I will be going down to the Arizona southern border tomorrow with Real America's Voice. I'll be reporting live. So stay tuned. Take a look at my Twitter. I will not be doing this show tomorrow evening because obviously I'll be down at the border, but you guys can watch my live transmissions on the network at Real America's Voice. So make sure if you have iOS, download the app right now, Real America's Voice, or if you have Android, download the app right now, Real America's Voice. You can watch me live every single day. Not this show, but I am a commentator and I do reporting every now and then on the network, or you can just watch it on the website, americasvoice.news. We're also on Samsung TV, Roku, all that good stuff. I think we're also on, what's the other one? Dish. I forgot what channels. Just look up the website, americasvoice.news, and you guys can catch all that. So I will be out there tomorrow afternoon reporting live from the southern border. So go download those apps. I will be live reporting. So make sure to support, guys. If you guys would like to continue to support the show, like I said, go donate to my website, drewhlive.com. The link is in the description below. And I will see you guys. What is today? Tuesday? I will see you guys Thursday, Lord willing. We do this show Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be reporting tomorrow evening at the southern border in Arizona, so I will not be here on the show, but I will be back on Thursday. And I love you guys. And I hope you guys have an amazing Wednesday tomorrow and an amazing rest of your day. And until next time, America, stay free.